Tonight, we are going to talk about 3 proven habits of successful entrepreneurs. And, I've been an entrepreneur since the early 2000s. Actually, it was the year 2000. And I have really gotten to meet a ton of successful entrepreneurs over the years. And really, there's several things that really contribute to the success of someone. But tonight, I want to talk about the 3 that I think are probably 3 of the most important that you should definitely dive into, that you should definitely understand. So we're going to get right into it. If you're watching live, you can come on and you can check this out and let me know you're here. But so what we're going to do is we're going to dive right in and we're going to talk about the 3 proven habits of the most successful entrepreneurs out there. And number 1, I have found this to be probably without question the number 1 reason that most entrepreneurs who are very successful, they adopt this habit, and that is that they are readers. They really focus on reading. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to follow some of the absolute most successful people out there, some of the most successful people that have ever been in business, you have to do the one thing that they do, and that is they are readers. They are focused on reading. They're passionate about reading. They're passionate about diving into new information and really, really understanding new principles and concepts that they may not have understood prior. So if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you have to read. Now, one of the things that I want to do for you here tonight is just share with you the book that I am starting to read. I'm getting ready to start this book. It's called A Christian View of Money. Celebrating God's Generosity. So this is a book that I'm going to be diving into. I'm excited about, but I wanted to also highlight a book that is by far one of my favorite books of all time. I read this book probably, I would say at least 10 to 13 years ago, somewhere in that range. But I read this book and it really revolutionized how I worked with people, like how understanding people. And it's by John C. Maxwell. It's called Winning with People. And I bought this book a long time ago, and I went through it, and I believe that this is, right on the front cover, Brian Tracy. If you know Brian Tracy, he said, John Maxwell has written the How to Win Friends and Influence People for the 21st Century. I really believe this book really will help you when it comes to people, because no matter what business you are in, it's always about people. So really understanding people, understanding what makes people tick, how to work with people, even difficult people. Let's be honest. I mean, every person that we work with is not always going to be easy. So you have to learn to work with people the best way that you can. So entrepreneurs that are highly successful have built the habit of reading every single day. Now, another way that you can build this habit of reading, just like successful entrepreneurs, is audiobooks. Now, I am real big when it comes to audiobooks. For me, I really find that I really absorb more when it comes to audiobooks. I love audiobooks. Audible is a great resource. I think I have something like 90 some books on Audible that I've gone through. One of the things that I really like about listening to audiobooks is the ability to listen in double speed or triple speed even. And one of the things that you can do when you listen to a book that fast, it's like speed reading. You can get through a book very, very quickly. And that is a huge benefit of audiobooks. And I can't read that fast, but I can listen that fast. And one of the things that you'll find is when you listen to an audiobook, as you start to go, speed it up, go double and triple time, your mind will actually adjust. At first, it seems like it's really fast, hard to understand, but give your mind like a minute or two, and you'll find that your mind will adjust to the speed, and you'll actually retain more of the information than you would if you were just listening at regular speed. So it's been a huge, huge thing for me to help me get through books and get information. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to build the habit of reading every single day. All right. So let's dive into number 2. Let's talk about the second one. And the second one is that entrepreneurs that build good habits, they actually get good sleep. Okay. Now, I'm not suggesting that every single entrepreneur gets the same amount of sleep, but they get good sleep. Now, I am a huge proponent of making sure that you take care of your body. Okay. You have to make sure every single night that you rest and get the proper amount of sleep. Now, that is different for everybody. Some people can work just great on 3 to 4 hours of sleep. I know some people like that who really only need a couple of hours and they're good to go. I have found for me personally that the sweet spot for me is about 6 to 7 hours. If I get 6 to 7 hours of really good, solid sleep, I am good to go. Okay. And I'm usually up fairly early in the morning. Usually sometimes around 5:45 or 6 a.m. is when I get up. So I find myself getting to bed around 10, 11 at night. And I wake up around that time and I feel great. I usually don't need a nap during the day. Sometimes I do. But I will tell you that if you really want to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to build the habit of making sure you get a good night's sleep. So whatever you do, invest in a good bed, a good pillow, invest in making sure that you get really good rest because it will affect your productivity. I'm telling you, I've seen that in my own business, that when I get a good night's sleep, I'm very productive. When I do not, I am not productive. And so make sure that you're building that habit in your life, no question about it. So let's go ahead and dive into number 3. And this is very important. And this is a habit that I have had to build in my business, is learning to manage money, manage it well. And I would suggest that if you don't have some type of a business budget that you work with, you need to get one. Now, I've heard it all before. A lot of people say, well, I don't like budgeting. It feels too restrictive to me. I would actually suggest that having a budget is actually more freeing than you think it is. And I will tell you, if you're going to run like a Fortune 500 company, if you go into Fortune 500 companies, and believe me, I've worked for large corporate organizations before I really went out on my own and built my own business. But I will tell you, they always had budgets every single year that they ran. And when I did outside sales, I was working with big businesses and they always had budgets. So if we wanted to do a large project at that business, we always had to submit it for the budget for the next year in order to get that project in. Why? Because they have budgets. They need to run that business and run that budget. So you want to learn to manage money well. So entrepreneurs who are successful, they build that habit of managing their money well. They don't go out and blow money. They think about how they're going to handle it. And I'll tell you, once you learn this, once you learn that skill of really learning to manage your money, invest it properly, it will pay you huge dividends. Now, this has not always been a strength of mine, but I have really worked hard to build that as a strength, and I'm still learning. So never think that you actually reach that pinnacle. You never want to stop learning. That takes us right back to number 1, where we talk about always reading, always learning. That's what successful entrepreneurs do. Those are the habits that they build. And if you will do that, you will be a successful entrepreneur as well. And it could really help you as you go forward. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming out. For those of you that are on, good to see you guys. What's up, Anna? And someone else there, good to see you. But make sure you build these habits. I'm telling you, they will help you in your business. So, by the way, if you haven't checked, look in the description of this video. I recently created a video creation and promotion checklist. This is something that I put a lot of work into. I think you'll get a lot of benefit from it. I really go through the video creation process and I give you a checklist of where to promote your videos. A lot of people, they create videos, but they're not sure where to promote them and how to get them out there. This is a great way to do that. So make sure you go to markharbert.com/video checklist and you can get that checklist right away. All right. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Have a great night.